Welcome out to the channel. My name's Kim. I'm a licensed nationally certified East Asian medical provider, and I'm a Taoist practitioner. And today I wanted to talk about something really unique. And I know I wanted to talk about the science behind the turbo cancers, and I'm going to do that. But today we just got a new Speaker of the House. And if you're like me, you're kind of wondering, are we going to get out of any of this insane gridlock that we've been in? And to give you an idea of what I mean by gridlock, so I live in the Pacific Northwest. We've had a bill in Congress. Everybody's approved it to allow us to stop changing our clocks for daylight savings time. So everything's been approved on it. All we need is for our representatives to get their little rubber stamp out and stamp it. It's been up there for over a year, and they haven't even been able to do that. So here, even on something where all the work's been already done for you, they haven't been able to change or get even that done. So a tremendous amount of gridlock. And I was curious, would this new Speaker of the House, is he going to be able to navigate his way through this gridlock? So you're probably wondering, how am I going to look at that? Well, I can tell you there's this aspect of Eastern philosophy that deals with things like astronomy, the I Ching, feng shui, astrology, and those things actually used to be part of East Asian medicine, especially part of this piece of Chinese medicine that existed before Mao came in. And it was when Mao came in and reconsolidated this medicine that he cut out all of that spiritual, that esoteric stuff, and a lot of the emotional stuff, so that the medicine really focused on the physical. You know, like my stomach hurts, I've got a migraine. Yeah, there's this huge other aspect of it. And part of that other aspect of it was understanding the energetics of the world. So you and I, we all come into this world with really unique gifts, right? Not any one of us is the same. We all have these really unique gifts. And these unique gifts are what we use to walk through the world. And we all experience the world at the same time. So like today, it's fall. So we're all walking through this world through fall with our unique gifts. And the question becomes, how do I use those unique gifts to the best of my ability so that I have the best outcome for myself? Because sometimes, you know, the world is presenting you with really uncomfortable things. So if the world is presenting you with a sewer, you're going to want to know that you want to get your galoshes on and your raincoat before you get into that sewer, right? That's this one piece of the metaphysics of Eastern medicine that can help you figure that out. And that same metaphysics can help me as a practitioner understand better what you're experiencing today, but it can also help me identify, you know, there's sometimes as a practitioner where 2 or 3 things look like the same in a person. So, you know, it could go, whatever disease they have going on, it could go one of 3 ways. And the question is, which way do you go first? And by using this aspect of the medicine, you can better understand which areas would have the potential to be weakest, and you can use it to help you pick how you're going to treat this person. Either way, today we're going to use the energetics portion of this to look at, you know, what's going on for Mr. Johnson as he steps into the Speaker of the House. How might this play out for Mr. Johnson? Well, let's look at 2023 first. One of the things that made him so successful in 2023 is his ability to stay still, to stay quiet, to stay behind the scenes. That is the thing that really made him successful with the energetics of 2023, because 2023 is about a lot of movement and no stability, right? And you and I can probably feel that all around us, as every time we think we have our feet underneath us, all of a sudden it feels like the rug's been pulled out again. So this year has been a year of a lot of movement with little stability. And within that, his constitution, his personality, his temperament has this level of stillness that allowed him to be very successful in this year. And that also allowed him to be selected for the Speaker of the House. So here's the problem, though. The energetics of this year likes his stillness. It doesn't want him to be doing a lot. So he's going to find these next 2 months are going to be pretty brutal. And it's probably going to feel like he has 2 cement shoes and that he's walking through quicksand. And, you probably didn't need me to tell you that, just because of how crazy it's been in our government over the last few years. Okay. And so then my question is, okay, if 2023 is bust, what's going to happen in 2024? Well, I got to say, it looks like his temperament, that he has a really great ability to do introspection. So the things that happen in 2023, he's really going to take that to heart, and he's really going to rethink how he has to position himself in 2024. And he's going to come into 2024 pretty strong. One of the things that it looks like he's going to do is he's going to be very, very conservative, or very, very stable about what he's bringing forward. So he's not going to make any sudden moves or ask for any sudden changes in direction. He's going to follow the status quo. And that's, in this time of such controversy, that might be your strongest move forward, because anything that's going to bring in controversy is going to splinter not just his own party, but the other party also. And I think that's just going to make more gridlock. Like, we need more of that. But so one of the things that I see as I'm looking at who he is there's going to be a lot of sudden changes happening next year. Just there's going to be these dramatic changes. And, in order to weather that kind of storm, you've got to be a fairly stable, grounded person. And that's who this guy is he's got this stability and this grounded sense to himself that is going to make him a really good leader in times of chaos. So that was really interesting for me to see. And he's able to hold on to that stillness, into that groundedness, that people can count on him. They will know where he stands, and he's not going to surprise them and come out of a secret door or something. So that works really well for him in 2024. And as he moves through 2024, he starts to use his relationships. Now, if you've been watching my channel, one of the things that I've been talking about is the overall energetics that we're in right now, which is one of the reasons why things are so chaotic. There's these massive cycles that are closing right now that are completely changing the societal energetics. So we are changing from a very young, self-indulgent, I got what's mine kind of culture to a more yin culture, where working with other people, working together, and this is going to surprise you, working for the common good is becoming more and more important. So here's the thing. What I'm starting to see is that if you don't start moving yourself in that direction, you end up getting hurt. The world doesn't support you. And I think we're going to start seeing that more and more as we see some of these lawsuits come together, as we see different countries, how they work together. Either way, it seems like this is going to become a bigger and bigger theme. Well, for Mr. Johnson, I've got to say he's got a part of this for sure. They've already been talking about how he's been able to build his relationships within his party. And building those relationships are going to be great for the short term. My question is, I don't know if he's been able to reach across the table. And in order to be successful in the long term, you've got to be able to reach across the table, because if we're moving to a more yin energetics, then that means everybody's included, right? And that you're working together with everybody. So I guess we're going to learn next year if he can also reach across the table and find common solutions for everybody, or if it's very, very party driven. And if it's very party driven, that might not allow him the long-term success that he probably wants. So something to think about. He's got some really good things going on in his personality that is going to help him weather this chaos. And if he can take that a step further, it's going to help give him a long-term success. So what happens in there's one thing that I wanted to bring up is, again, there's going to be a lot of changes happening next year. And one thing that happens next year, I don't want to point a finger at who this person might be or what it is, because every time I think I know who it is and it seems so obvious, I find out I'm completely wrong. But there's somebody that he considers his leader. And I think this is probably going to happen before mid-year next year, but something goes on. This person is going to get themselves into trouble. They're going to do it themselves, and they're going to get themselves into so much trouble that they can no longer be helped. And that is incredibly disheartening for him. So he's going to be going through a lot of he's going to be doing a lot of soul searching. He's going to be doing a lot of intercontemplation. He's going to be experiencing some really, probably when you see somebody that you really respect do something horrible, he's going to be going through that kind of experience also. So one of the things I've got to say is, when I was reading through this, one of the things that surprised me is he's also going to have the humility to be able to allow somebody else to take the lead role on legislation. And that is how he is going to be successful in 2024, is to find his way to get back to leading from behind. And it looks like he's going to find a way to do it. So he's going to have the humility to allow other people to lead. He's going to also have the statesmanship to understand the energetics of the times and to be able to adjust to it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he really plays out this whole role that he has, because it appears that he has some really strong personality characteristics that are really good for times of chaos. It looks like he has the humility to be whatever people need him to be in order to get through this chaos. And he has the ability to work with others. And he is able to use those. And by using others, that is how he is able to get his party unified by about this time next year. And hopefully it's not just his party, but it's all of the House of Representatives that he's figured out a way to reach across that table. So definitely it looks like he's going to have a level of statesmanship that we haven't seen in a long time. Now, 2025. 2025 is going to be another year of dramatic changes. And this one, the energetics doesn't shine on him like it did in 2024. He is going to try and do the same things that he did in 2024 to be successful in 2025. And it's just not going to work as well. He's going to find that he is in a point of feeling that there's a lot going on around him, and he just doesn't have the stability that he had in 2024, and he's probably going to feel off balance most of the time. So one of the things that it did show is, though, that there are going to be big changes happening in 2025, that they are going to be really good, that they're going to start us in a direction. And so I'm going to be really curious to see what that direction is. And it also shows that his party has a tremendous amount of respect and admiration, and they are very grateful for what he did for them in 2024. Interesting. Now, that's what it looks like. Who knows if that's what it's really going to do, right? But let's wait and see what happens. Now, if you're curious, what could be going on for me? What kind of energetics are going on? And, what do I need to keep in mind? How can I use my personality or the skill sets and benefits that I brought into this world to navigate whatever this is? Well, reach out. There's going to be a link, up there, or maybe there's a link in the video description below or at the end of the video where you can reach out and work with me to figure out what's going on for you right now. Okay, until next time, I'll catch you on the other side.